Ciao Nino,
Ciao,
come stai?
tutto bene?
We will do a small introduction in Italiano, then we
sì, va
keep on
bene.
talking in English, no worries Nino. We will do an interview, but I've seen tons of pictures of you in my archive since 2007, since Fort Williams, and so I want to show you some of them, because they are a lot, but
So where have you been before 2007?
Oh yeah, I know, but my archive starts from since then, so I know your story comes even earlier. Let's start from this. Here you are in Fort Williams. You remember this day?
Yeah, I remember well this day, yeah.
You remember this face?
I had to race against Jakob Fuglsang here.
Yes, I remember that. And if we focus on these pictures, we see whip shift. We see 26, we see tubular tires. So I see your smile in your face because it's really incredible how the mountain bike progressed since then. It's really unbelievable. And this interview wants to show to our readers how you contribute to development of the bike, of the mountain biking in general. So when they say you are Mr. Mountain Bike, they are true. Because if we see all this picture here, here we are in Ile de la Réunion. It's a mega avalanche. You here in action with the cross-country shoes.
With a broken frame.
With a broken frame, but don't tell it. I remember that. I remember Nino asked me, please don't shoot here. So you put an helmet there to cover the brake. Yeah, that's an incredible story. If you look at the steer tube, the head tube, it's very steep.
Really steep. For a race like the La Réunion race, it's really steep.
Oh my gosh. You see here we have a double chain ring, maybe the tribe.
A treble.
Tribe, I don't know.
Yeah.
My God, it's really incredible. No dropper
A
seat
nice
post.
helicopter.
That's a helicopter. Something it was there already in your mind, Nino. That's really incredible. Here is another very important chapter of your life.
2008.
2008, yes, Thomas. And look at that. Look at that, Nino. This is 26 integrated seat post.
It looks like he's riding a kid's bike.
Yes. But at that time, that bike was the high-end bike for competition, and
And it's over 2 kilograms lighter than my race bike now.
Yes, but who's gonna race with this bike nowadays?
It's crazy, yeah.
It's really crazy. It was 2008 here in Val di Sole.
But we still race the same bottles.
Same bottle.
Exactly the same bottles.
Same bottles. Super nice. Oh yeah, 2 Swiss guys at the top of the world. Christoph Soser won the elite races, and you won the under 23.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's you on the finish line of that year.
1 hour 44 minutes for an under 23 race.
Yes.
It would be now a super long elite race.
Yes, absolutely. Oh,
that's one of my favorite ones.
That's incredible. Here is where Nino career starts to be very, very big. That's the first victory on the elite category. And you were also in...
That's Canberra, Australia at 2009.
Yeah.
Won in front of Julie Absalon.
Yes. If I'm not wrong, you were with the single chain ring in the front, or maybe he was with the single chain ring. I don't remember that.
No, I think I still have.
You still have the derailleur? So maybe...
No, we changed long after.
Yeah, but it could be that Julien lost the race in the final sprint because he was riding with
No,
No?
No, I overtook him. Like I still remember exactly because
Okay,
there was like
I guess so.
he lost actually the race in the last trail. Then he was already behind, and he was too short to come over again.
Okay. That's incredible. Here start the fight with the Julian Absalon, because this you were wearing the world champion jersey.
He was the leader.
Yeah. How was the relation with Julien? You were friends. You were more opponents. How would you?
No, I would say really respectful. He was always like, for sure we were opponents like for such a long time, but we both really respected each other, and I think it was always a good battle.
Yeah. Now we have Kulavi.
Then he came.
Yes. Look at the face. Yeah, Jaro was a pretty strong athlete.
Yeah.
I remember the fighting with you, especially here in London on the final sprint. And I remember I was there, and I remember your face. You were the only one who was not smiling on the podium on the final farewell ceremony. I remember, Marco was unbelievably happy, but something went wrong for you. That was the...
Yeah, it was for sure I was the favorite there, but yeah, it was like Jaroslav was stronger this day, and this was, if you lose an Olympic race, like...
For that,
by that much, it's tough. So I was really disappointed first.
I can imagine.
But I think now I think it was good. I just got second because a little later.
Here is the year after.
Still on hardtail.
Still on hardtail, but no longer the integrated seat post was a traditional. Dugast 27.5. Almost 29, because it was a very, very high volume tubular. Now here in the same race, always with Julien.
Always actually.
Always. Here is 2015. Val di Sole. Yeah, a lot of rider. And if you see Maxime.
Still racing.
Still racing. No longer. Still racing. No longer. Yes. Kind of. Here is Rio, Olympic.
Now on full suspension.
Full suspension.
Now it has changed quite a bit here.
Yeah, not yet with the dropper post. Here.
Nice success.
Nice success. Yes, I remember. And here is the year after, Val di Sole, 2017. It was a kind of back check, fighting with Stéphane Tempier, winning. Here is Stéphane.
I know, this was 2017, I won every race.
Yeah.
I won Cape Epic, I won every World Cup, World Championships.
Yeah.
It was probably my best year I had.
Absolutely. Look at the final time, 1 hour and 24 minutes.
That's
compared to the 2010 was 1 hour and 44.
For the under 23.
Yeah.
So the elite race was pretty around.
Yes. 2021, still here in Val di Sole, world champions, always winning.
This was like 2020 I wasn't so good anymore. So this was like almost a bit of as a comeback for me. Also, this is a nice side of Nino, because what has really impressed me is that once the racing season is off, we are still on the bike. You're still having fun. I do also holidays without bike.
Yeah, I know. You also love to ski, you also love helicopter, you also love a lot of things, but the bike is still in your mind, and it looks like you always have fun on the bike.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I enjoy riding bike, but I think in off season it's like something I always do, like 2-3 weeks without nothing bike. So this is.
Something to mention about the e-bike, Nino? What's your opinion about the electric assisted mountain bike?
I think it's a great thing. It's like I have almost more e-bikes at home than normal bikes. No, it's like it's a great addition to the cycling
Absolutely.
family. So for commuting, I have like a city e-bike where now I don't use as much anymore the car because I have like 2 nice pockets on the back, like where I can put my stuff in. Then I have like a strong e-bike, like this one. But what I also really enjoy now is those light e-bikes.
Yes, yes,
like
yes.
the Voltage or the Lumen.
Yes.
I really enjoy.
Yes.
This is a great picture.
I know. Here we are in Brazil.
Brazil 2022.
Yes, correct.
That was my first World Cup victory in almost 2 years. You know, I didn't win any World Cup anymore, and then I won this.
Correct.
I equalized 3 Alps.
Yes, I remember. That was the day. Here you have the world champion, Léger. Very important moment also for you, for the bike as well, because in that race you used the new Eagle transmission.
Transmission for the first time.
You crashed it without smashing the rear derailleur.
I crashed actually on the derailleur. Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe with the old one it would have.
I remember the SRAM guy explaining us how tough was the rear derailleur, showing me you sliding on the corner. This really happened, and the derailleur didn't smash. Okay.
It's the perfect picture, but I was holding the bike
on the other side.
Wrong way around.
Yeah, still some image from that race. Last year, basically.
That was also good.
There's a kind of a good connection between you and Val di Sole, Nino.
I had great success here. Started 2008, winning on the 23 World Champion title here in 2008. Yeah, and then many great success since then.
Nino, on the bike, you for a long time you had that kind of but here. So now you have the flight attendant. You were one of the really the first to use the flight attendant and to get the benefit from it. Do you think that this kind of devices, this kind of improvement will be more popular in the future?
I think that's the future of the high-end bikes. It's like, it's like first it starts like you can the cockpit design can be so much nicer and you can start cleaner, but you also can adjust your cockpit now as you want. It was always a mission to have with dropper post and a lockout where you put all those buttons, and this was already a big challenge. But then also the setup, the whole bike is just getting more efficient with having an electronic that takes over. You can't actually do it as quick as this system is doing so. And then I think also the normal riders or the hobby riders, I think they take even more benefit because they couldn't take care about the suspension as much as a pro can, but now they can actually ride in the same setting as I do, and it locks or opens, or now even with split mode in the front it's open, in the middle it's like you have the whole bike is just getting more efficient, and you can really focus on riding and you can actually forget about it, and this is for the hobby riders even a bigger advantage. And for us pros, it makes the bike just faster because it's more efficient. You're always in the right setting. And I think it's the future. And your flight attendant is for sure now ahead of everybody else, but also the rest will come.
Yeah, for sure. If you can do a kind of ranking in terms of which was the most important improvement from a technical point in the mountain bike since you are a rider?
It's quite difficult. There's for sure a few. It's I think first is what's almost I see the biggest is the development in tires. Mm-hmm. It's what tires we use now and tires that were available 20 years ago in combination with the rims is it's a huge change. If you would take an old bike but you put great tires, a great rim, it would be already be so much better. But then I would say the upper post, suspension, full automatic suspension, wheel size, but also the drivetrain is like, you know,
Yeah.
now those days you can just push, and back in the days you had like to feel, is it on or not? Can you really push? It's so much changed, and I think everything, yeah, also the geometry of the bikes, it's like, it's, now those bikes is almost trail bikes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But they're capable to race cross-country races, and that's, you know.
It looks like now the cross-country bike are kind of killing the trail bike because they are getting even more and more capable. So maybe in the next 5 years, cross-country bike will have a 120, 130 millimeter of travel. But what would happen to the rider in terms of safety? Because the more capable gets the bike, more risky gets the race. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so. It's like, I don't think it gets, you don't see more crashes now, or you don't, it's just, equipment just get better, but it's not, I don't think it's unsafe for now.
Okay.
And I don't think you see that in any statistics that we have more injuries now than some years ago. But it just makes it more fun to have a bike that works better.
For sure, for sure. Nino, this would be your last year with as a racer. Are you?
I didn't say that I stopped at the end of the year.
Okay, okay.
I just leave it open.
Okay. That sounds good. Sounds good. And
Don't know yet.
Looks really incredible because a lot of riders outside here are waiting. Oh, okay, Nino, get out. It's our turn now. It's our turn now. But I mean, how do you see yourself after professional career like a racer? What would be your role? How do you see you?
What I'm going to do, I don't know yet myself. What I want to do, but yeah, I have a few things already going on next to the being a racer. But yeah, for sure, I love the competition and I love racing, and for sure I will do then for a while a bit of also then some other competition what I never had the time to, like sure when I also do a bit of marathon racing before I stop completely. I want to do some fun cool events where I never had time to do during the World Cup season. And then I will also try to give me some time to find exactly something what I enjoy, and maybe it's also going to be a few things.
I'm very curious, very curious. I know for sure you will have fun with the bike, for sure, Nino, because I know you so far, but it's
for
very
sure
good.
that, yeah.
It's very good. Okay, Nino, thank you very much for this talking.
Thank you.
And still a lot of compliments from my side, from our side, from our reader side. Really huge career. We are really impressed, and we love to see you still on the race, still on the bike. So,
thank you. Still try my best.
grazie Nino.
Grazie a voi.
Ciao a tutti, ci vediamo alla prossima. Grazie.